Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I have made several videos now talking about the subject of surrogacy. I've even had several guests on my podcast, and we have literally obliterated the subject of surrogacy because it is wrong. What it is, it's human trafficking, plain and simple. If you are to put money on a human life and you are purchasing a human life, if it's a baby or if it's a child or whatever else, you are human trafficking. There's no doubt about that at all. But yet, somehow in today's society, surrogacy has become normalized and, in fact, praised and worshipped by many people. The likes of Priyanka Chopra Jonas, who is quite capable of having her own kids, I'll have you know, but she doesn't want to ruin her body. In fact, it was a quite selfish decision. So she decides to hire out or buy the womb of another woman. And then that woman that has been hired or bought by Priyanka Chopra Jonas, her money, she now has to grow a child within her. And then after the gestation period, after that pregnancy has reached term and she births that child is ripped away from its mother and then given to some other woman that's got no idea how to raise the child whatsoever, because you know what? She hasn't grown that child for that period of time. And that child has no connection with that woman, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, that has stripped that child away from the deserving and rightful mother. There's also contracts involved. There's legal terminology. If that doesn't spell human trafficking, I don't know what does. But nevertheless, we have an actual issue today. Now, also, on the other hand, we've got these trans individuals that now want to start their own kids, and they will hire or they will buy the womb of some poor woman that is unfortunately caught up in this matter, because she may feel like she's got no other option and no other choice because she's struggling in life. So she may hire out her womb and grow a child within her. And look, I know it doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes things fail, but also the child has got no say in any of this. Absolutely no say whatsoever. But yet that child is stuck. It's stuck with the fact that it's a surrogacy and not a real actual, being raised by the correct parents. Now, also, not just the fact that we've got these trans individuals who want to buy other women's wombs, you also have gay people. I made a video about two gay men that bought a baby, or adopted a baby, I should say, and left that baby to die in a car. I don't know the full extent of the whole story or the whole details, but there was quite a bit of outrage and people were leaving in the comment section. This also happens to straight people. It's not just about the gay people. I understand that, but for the sake of the video, they're gay. And I don't believe for 1 second that gay people should have children. I don't think that is the right course of action or how a child should be raised with two men or even two women. I think it should be a man and a woman. It's a healthy balance. You have a healthy balance of femininity and healthy balance of masculinity. And some people will go, oh, Jay, what about it's not the child's actual father, but it's a father figure? No, you need an actual father, a biological father to raise that kid. There's a connection there that you cannot get from, say, a father figure or a step parent whatsoever. It's different. There's a reason why God designed it to be male and female, and that's how you can create a child, not men, or women. And I think that if you have chosen that particular sexual path, you negate having kids. You have decided that that's not what you really want. It doesn't open you up to say, oh, we can consider adoption. Oh, we can have surrogacy. No. You forfeit the right whatsoever to have kids. Now you go, Jay, what about later on down the track? So this person has found later on down the line that they are 100% gay, but they've already had kids. Different story entirely. Now, we're talking about they haven't had kids and they've chosen to be homosexual. And then also we're talking about two gay men buying a kid, buying a child, which is wrong on so many levels. And I can't believe that people don't, these days, they still don't see the major issues with it. Now, the reason why I'm making this video again, or a similar context matter, is because I found this on Twitter today. And it's rather concerning. And I hope that this video gets seen by a lot of people, because this should not happen. Now, it's one thing to have two gay men buy a baby, or two trans people, biological dudes that identify as being women, buy a baby, then chest feed that child. That's one thing entirely. But also, age certainly does play a factor. I think it's ultimately selfish for older men to have kids. Robert De Niro is like what, in his late 70s, and he's had a kid? That's extremely selfish. He's had a kid to a younger woman. So by the time that kid is like 14 or 15, Robert De Niro will more than likely be dead. He's not going to be around to raise that kid. A child should have a present father. That is the healthy dynamic. But, you know, age plays a role, plays a factor. And I know women, they have an age limit. They have a biological clock. Men, they can just continue having kids until their biological clock, whenever that may be, says no. Now, these two gay men, Robert and his husband, Jason, which I've got another issue with the whole marriage thing, but that's another topic for another time. Anyway, members of the Facebook group, they just had a baby and took to Facebook to encourage other dads, regardless of age. We are both in our 50s. Shout out to older dads and dads to be, Robert wrote. That, my friends, is dangerous. And look, these two men in their 50s, they're not even biologically related to this young kid. They literally bought this baby. Human trafficking. But because they're part of the LGBT alphabet mafia, that's acceptable. That's allowed. This is to be praised and to be celebrated. No, it's not. This is tragic. I feel for the poor little child. The child has no say in how it gets raised. And adults should know better than this, especially 50-year-olds. Not only are they selfish, but they're also contributing to a mass problem in our society, a major problem. I have homosexual friends that would not agree at all with what these men have done. The new dads, I can't even really call them dads. The two gay men that bought a baby say that waiting time was a huge part of their journey to, no, it's not fatherhood, mate. Fatherhood and becoming a dad is you actually have contributed. You have impregnated a woman, a female. You have gotten her pregnant. So therefore, you are now going to become a dad. That terminology, dad and fatherhood, is reserved only for real dads. You're not a real dad. What you are is a human trafficker. You bought a baby. Call it for what it really is. I'm not afraid to do it. But the terminology and the language has been changed so much now to suit something that should be illegal. Like, what are we doing? Everyone's going, oh, we shouldn't sell human body parts. Obviously. So why are we selling an actual real life baby, for goodness sake, to 50-year-olds? What the hell? So we used donated embryos. Not even theirs. They had someone else donate. They probably don't even know who the hell it is. They got no connection whatsoever to this child. And yet, whoever allowed this should go to jail too. Far out. So getting that legal contract, that's all it is. It's a legal contract to say that you are officially a father now. Completed and the embryos transferred took about 5 months. You wouldn't think during that 5 month period, gee, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But oh, we can't say no to them because they're part of the Rainbow Alphabet Mafia. Why can't we just do what's right for goodness sake and what's best and what's healthy for the child before doing any of this nonsense? The contract with our surrogate is what it is, a contract. No actual relationship whatsoever to contract. They make the decisions, by the way, everything. The moment that woman signs at the dotted line, her life is done for however many months. She can't do certain things. She has to follow along with the contract. If that's not slavery and human trafficking, I don't know what is. Also, it took about 5 months, mostly because we had to figure out all the insurance and stuff. Oh, we had insurance as well. This wouldn't have been cheap. But yet these gay men selfishly did this. And surrogacy concern goes, in case you missed it, these elderly men had a child with a surrogate mother. Neither of them are genetically related to the child. Like, people can't see the problem with this. Like, if you read some of the comments on that Instagram post, it's celebrating the two gay men. I'm shocked. I really am. Like, uh, what can I say that hasn't already been said? It's disgusting. It's just honestly disgusting. That child should be taken away from these two gay men immediately. And these two gay men should be arrested and charged for human trafficking. But no, we had legal terminology, legal framework. Surrogacy is totally legal, totally acceptable. Mate, if I was president, I would outlaw and I would ban surrogacy straight up. But hey, I'm not. So unfortunately, this evil continues, doesn't it? Just because we have the means to do something doesn't mean we should do it. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.